here is something almost nobody realizes when they grab a bottle of vitamins. The FDA does not test it, does not approve it, and did not check what is inside before it hit the shelf. The company decides if it is safe, then it sells it to you. We are talking about protein powders with more lead in one scoop than experts say is safe in a day. Melatonin gummies with triple the dose on the label, and all-natural pills that secretly contain banned pharmaceutical drugs. I went through the FDA's own warnings, Consumer Reports testing, a landmark state investigation, and a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Americans spend tens of billions of dollars a year on supplements, trusting that the bottle tells the truth. Very often it does not. But stay with me, because I will show you 3 things in this aisle that are actually worth taking, and the one seal on the bottle that filters out most of the junk. Stay until the end, because number 1 is the trick that turns an all-natural supplement into a hidden drug. Here's the thing that makes this whole aisle different from the rest of the store. Prescription drugs get reviewed and approved by the FDA before they are sold. Supplements do not. Under US law, a company can put a bottle of vitamins, herbs, or protein on the shelf without the FDA testing a single capsule first. The agency can only step in after people are already taking it, sometimes after they get hurt. That single fact is the crack that every trick on this list slips through. Here's what they all share. 3 red flags I used to build the list. 1, it is documented. FDA notices, peer-reviewed studies, credible lab testing, and a state attorney general's investigation. Not rumor. If I could not source it, it is not here. 2, the label is where the deception lives. What is printed on the front and what is actually in the bottle are often 2 different things. 3, you can protect yourself with one habit, and I will give it to you at the end. One honest note to keep us fair. Not every supplement is dangerous, and many good companies test rigorously even though the law does not force them to. The problem is, you usually cannot tell which is which from the shelf. Let's count down. Number 7, more is not better. The Megadose Trap. At number 7, the marketing lie built into the whole industry, that if a little is good, a lot must be better. Walk the aisle and you will see multivitamins boasting 1,000%, even 5,000% of your daily value. It sounds generous. For water-soluble vitamins like C and the Bs, your body mostly just flushes the excess out, so you are largely paying to make expensive urine. But for the fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, the excess does not flush. It builds up in your body over time, and too much can cause real harm. The dose that helps and the dose that hurts are closer together than the label wants you to think. Bigger numbers on the bottle are a sales tactic, not a health strategy. Real nutrition is about hitting the right amount, not the biggest one. Number 7 oversells the dose. Number 6 hides it entirely. The Proprietary blend hides what's really inside. At number 6, 2 words that let a company tell you almost nothing. Proprietary blend. Legally, a supplement can group a pile of ingredients under a single blend and only tell you the total weight, not how much of each thing is actually in there. It sounds like a trade secret worth protecting. In practice, it is often a place to hide. A blend can be padded with a few cents of cheap filler and a microscopic sprinkle of the expensive active ingredient you are actually paying for. A trick the industry itself nicknames fairy dusting. You see the impressive ingredient name on the label. You have no way to know if there is a meaningful dose behind it. If a company is proud of its formula, it lists the exact amount of every ingredient. When it hides those numbers inside a blend, that is a choice, and rarely one made in your favor. Number 6 hides the doses. Number 5 gets the dose flat out wrong. The dose on the label is often wrong. At number 5, proof that what the label says and what is in the bottle are not the same promise. Researchers publishing in the Journal of the American Medical Association tested 25 melatonin gummy products. 22 of them were mislabeled. The actual melatonin ranged from about 74% to 247% of what the label claimed. One product had none at all, and another had undeclared CBD. And this is not just an adult problem. Calls to U.S. Poison Control Centers for Children swallowing melatonin jumped more than 500% over a recent decade, in part because gummies look exactly like candy to a kid. Think about what that means. A product marketed for gentle, natural sleep, sold in a form children reach for. With a dose the maker cannot even get right on the label if they cannot count the milligrams accurately. What else on that bottle should you trust? Number 5 gets the dose wrong. Number 4 gets something toxic in by accident. Heavy metals in your protein and your pills. At number 4, the contamination hiding in a health product. In testing published by Consumer Reports, more than 2/3 of the protein powders and shakes they examined contained more lead in a single serving than their food safety experts consider safe for a day, a few by more than 10 times. A separate study by the nonprofit Clean Label Project tested 160 products and found nearly half exceeded California's Proposition 65 thresholds for toxic metals, with plant-based and organic powders often the worst. Now, here is the honest part, and it matters. The supplement industry pushes back hard, arguing these testing thresholds are stricter than federal limits, and that trace heavy metals occur naturally. That is a fair point to hear, but here is the deeper problem it accidentally proves. There are no enforceable federal limits for heavy metals in supplements at all, so both sides are arguing over private yardsticks because the government never set one. Look for a Prop 65 warning on the label and favor products that publish their own third-party metal testing. And if a preventable contaminant sneaks in by accident, wait until number 1, where they put something dangerous in on purpose. But first, is the ingredient even in the bottle at all? Sometimes the main ingredient isn't even in there. At number 3, a scandal that made national headlines and never fully went away. In 2015, the New York State Attorney General's office ran DNA tests on store-brand herbal supplements sold at 4 huge retailers. According to the investigation, only about 1 in 5 products actually contained DNA from the herb on the label. Many were full of cheap fillers instead. The office sent cease and desist letters and the retailers pulled products. Now, in fairness, the industry fought back on the science. They argued that DNA testing is the wrong tool for herbal extracts because processing can strip out the plant's DNA even when the active compounds remain. That criticism has real merit and I want you to hear it, but strip away the methodology fight and the core worry stands. In a market with almost no pre-sale testing, you are often trusting a label with no easy way to verify it. Number 3 is about what is missing. Number 2 is about who is supposed to be checking. Nobody checked before it reached your shelf. At number 2, the structural problem underneath everything else. Remember the fact from the top. The FDA does not review or approve supplements before they are sold. It regulates them more like food than like medicine, and it largely leaves companies to test themselves and decide what counts as safe. The results show. In one analysis, more than half of the FDA's most serious drug recalls over an 8-year stretch. The Class 1 recalls, reserved for products that can cause serious harm or death, were dietary supplements. Let that sink in. The category the government barely pre-checks produced the majority of its most dangerous recalls. This is a tens of billions of dollars industry running largely on the honor system, and the honor system only works when everyone is honest. Some companies are. The trouble is that you, standing in the aisle, cannot tell the careful ones from the reckless ones without help. Number 2 is the gap in the system. Number 1 is what slips through it. All natural pills hiding real pharmaceutical drugs. The FDA maintains a running database of tainted supplements, products sold as all natural or herbal that secretly contain hidden pharmaceutical drugs. This is most common in 3 categories: weight loss, sexual enhancement, and muscle building. A weight loss pill marketed as a gentle herbal supplement can actually be spiked with sibutramine, a prescription weight loss drug that was pulled from the US market because it raised the risk of heart attack and stroke. Sexual enhancement supplements have been caught laced with the active drug in prescription erectile dysfunction medication, dangerous for someone unknowingly mixing it with heart medication. The manufacturers do this deliberately because the hidden drug actually produces an effect, which drives reviews and repeat sales, and because they are betting the FDA will not catch it before they have moved the product. So the label says natural. The bottle contains a banned or prescription drug, and nobody checked before it reached you. That is the whole scam at its most extreme. And it is exactly why the checks I'm about to give you are not optional. The 3 that are actually worth taking. Now, here is the good news, because there is real value in this aisle if you know how to find it. Here are 3 ways to land on the right side of every trick you just saw. Clinical and doctor formulated. Look instead for an independent verification mark, USP verified, NSF certified, or testing from Consumer Lab. These organizations actually check that what is on the label is in the bottle at the stated dose without dangerous contaminants. The exact thing the FDA does not do before sale. Mainstream brands like Nature Made carry USP verification on many products, which is why a check like that beats a fancy claim every time. Most people do not need a cabinet full of pills. The supplements with the strongest evidence are usually specific and boring. Vitamin D if you are low, B12 if you are older or plant-based, folate in pregnancy, omega-3s where diet falls short. A couple of targeted, verified supplements your doctor actually recommends will do more than a shelf of Megadose multivitamins and cost you far less. This is the honest secret the whole industry is built to make you forget. For most people, real food does the job that a wall of bottles claims to. Protein comes from eggs, yogurt, beans, and meat. Vitamins come from vegetables and fruit. The pills that are genuinely worth it are the few that patch a real, identified gap, ideally confirmed by a blood test and a doctor, not a TikTok ad, and carry a third-party seal so you know the bottle matches the label. So that is the list. A real supplement tells you exactly what is inside in exactly what dose and lets an independent lab prove it. Here is your rule from today, and it takes 5 seconds in the aisle. Turn the bottle around, look for USP, NSF, or Consumer Lab verification. Skip the proprietary blends and the 1000% megadoses. And here is the thing, what you just saw with supplements is not unique to supplements. The same game, trust us, no one checking, a label that hides what is really inside, is happening with something you drink every single day and probably think is the purest thing in your house. Bottled water. Wait until you see what independent testing keeps finding in it. That video is on your screen now. I'll see you there.